Hello, everyone. How you doing? You're very welcome to uh, Castlerea Cavaliers Basketball podcast with myself, Aidan Raftery, and of course, as always, we have the coach and player Thomas Callaghan. Hello, Thomas. How are you? Are you well?
I'm doing well, Aidan. Thanks for having me back. Looking forward to catching you up on all the basketball news.
That's it, and of course, there's plenty to be talking about. And of course, you found out who you're playing in the Gaelic football as well with Castlerea St Kevin's as well. So it's kind of striking that balance now between now and the 6th of January as to having rest, but then also kind of getting preparations in as well, getting the training and trying to avoid injury.
Yeah, that's it. And I think now we've managed to move a lot of all of the basketball fixture we had in the middle of Christmas. I think we managed to get it moved back into February. So we have the all clear now. We don't need to be worried too much about playing a basketball match in the middle of our preparations for the football. So that's just and that's credit to the basketball lads for being patient and being willing to kind of move around the season for the sake of the football lads that are involved. So yeah, like I said, striking a balance, I suppose, it doesn't come around too often. That expression's been said a lot the last few weeks. So I don't think boys will have a problem sacrificing a few of the um, more the a bit of the social side of Christmas just for this year. Um, you know, considering the circumstances.
That's it, and who knows? Like you're possibly 70 minutes away from a period like it's Portlaoise on the 6th of February or on the 6th of January. So after that, like it's 70 minutes away from a possible appearance in Croke Park, which will be huge. But you're not looking that far ahead yet. It's just about preparing and kind of doing your homework on the opposition in the next match and that, and focus on that and see how it goes. And then, well, if you're over that, if you win that, then look ahead to it. Or if you lose, then you can. It's the normal. I suppose it's the start of a new season again. But yeah, it certainly is exciting times in Castlerea, both on the I suppose on the basketball side and the Gaelic football side.
Yeah, definitely. Look at it's there's great buzz around the town for football and by extension other sports as well. Um, it's great to be playing this time of year and and it kind of gives people hope or gives people something to get behind. We were kind of at a talk there saying how um, Christmas obviously can be a very difficult time for people. So and it's kind of encourages you to think that maybe the football going well is kind of something that those people will get a bit of joy out of. So yeah, it's very we're very lucky to be still on the road, and like that for basketball as well. We've had some good crowds down lately to a few games, so it's just good for the people around the town, and long may it last.
That's it. And I suppose we'll start off with with the underage, the under 18 boys, and then we move on to the girls, and then obviously the seniors. So I suppose what's been going on with the under 18 boys, and I suppose the colleges as well.
Yeah, well, with colleges, it's all kind of quiet at the moment. The seasons are kind of wrapped up. The first and second year seasons will be starting in January. So, the boys team now, the under 18s are going well. They've won their first two games. Their last game, they went down to Ballinamore and they won easy enough. Well, they put up a big score. But Ballinamore, they were saying of one or two guys who kind of gave them problems. I think they won 68-45 or something. Um, and the form is good, I think Jamie Dowd and Joseph Botton had 50 points between them, so around 25 each, I think. So them lads have coming on. They're going to a new level now in terms of their basketball ability. Them two and a few more, Kevin Hester, point guard, Keane McLaughlin, Joe Adair, and a few more we've seen come down and start training with us, the men's team. And you can see it then in their performances when they go back with the under 18s. They're really kind of stepping it up in terms of their scoring and their consistency and their decision making. Um, the under 18, they're on tonight actually, Thursday night. They're playing Carrick again at home. They beat Carrick by 8 points a few weeks ago, and there's a nice little rivalry being built up there between the Carrick lads and ourselves in the under 18s. They see a lot of each other. So we're looking forward to this one now tonight. It should be competitive. I think Carrick fancied themselves a few weeks ago down there, so they'll be looking to take one back tonight. And again, the boys will be looking at Botton and Dowd and Kevin Hester to kind of carry them. But then you have the likes of James Hawkshaw, Ross Flynn, Dylan Payne, these guys who are all energy and experienced enough now at this stage to add to that. The scorers will take responsibility in offense, but it's the rest of the team that will, make the difference in terms of getting stops and facilitating those guys. So looking forward to tonight, and hopefully they can go and get their third win of the season and go 3-0.
And I suppose from the point of view, like we said at the start of the season, they had been playing under 16 and now it's under 18. So how do you feel the lads have adapted to that, changing from an under 8 playing under 16 to, a few years higher up, so they become across, as a result of that, they're becoming across to a certain extent stronger or maybe more physically built players as well, or taller players, shall we say.
Yeah, you're right. Look at the under 19 for the college, they kind of more or less the same group or similar enough. They found it difficult against Ballina in our regional semi-final, bigger lads, more experience against the Carrick under 19s as well. Very physical. They just have that year or two of conditioning. A lot of these young athletes now, basketball, football, soccer, they're all in the gym and you can see it. So our lads just, they're maybe a year or two behind in terms of that. Toughness and strength and physical power. But the lads never shy away from it. I think there's a technical ability on our side with a lot of players that kind of, still make us trouble, even though we might be physically smaller. We're still able to get our fair share of baskets and give the other team problems, even if they are that bit ahead. But the boys don't fear it, and also the lads are growing. Like sometimes we take a step back and look at some of them, and you're like, Jesus, when did you get that tall or that big? So,
It must be all
it's
the
coming for them in
cabbage and
that sense.
bacon.
They are
the cabbage and
Yeah,
bacon, Thomas.
I think so. They should be, yeah, I think so. So, yeah, that side of it will come, and so we won't rush them in terms of that. But I think tonight, um, they definitely have the beating the Carrick. Hopefully they don't get complacent, and in spite of maybe giving up a bit of size, they should get the result.
And so we'd like to wish them all the very best, and everyone at basketball at Castlerea Cavaliers Basketball Club as well, and to yourself, and of course Castlerea St. Kevin's as well. But I suppose that brings us onto the ladies' team now, and how have they been getting on? And obviously this will be the last weekend, I'm presuming, before Christmas.
Yeah, so we have a game. It was refixed. We're playing this Monday night against Longford at home. So looking forward to that one, getting the girls back into the hub. Um, it's always nice to play a home game down there because there's not many games really in the season. You might play 5 home games in the space of a few months. So looking forward to that one. We've been down to Sligo since I talked to you last. We lost. It was about 20 points. I don't think that reflected the game. I think it was in the balance for a long time. I think we were in touch. It was about 7, 8, 9 points. And then in the fourth quarter, just a few bounces went their way, a few shots didn't fall for us, and the lead kind of stretched out just in the last few minutes. There was a lot of disappointment on our side. I think Sligo are a team that we have the beaten of. Obviously, they have the beaten of us. I'm not saying we should be beating them every time, but I think it was a game we felt like we could win. But just some things didn't click offensively. I don't think we got the right balance of inside and outside. And again, like shots didn't fall. I wasn't upset with the ball security or the build-up play because that worked very well. It was just some outside shots didn't fall, and then inside looks, we were left frustrated sometimes as well. But again, like I think it's time of year as well. The preparation for the game. I only seen girls in dribs and drabs, so um, we can be disappointed with what happened on the night, but I don't think we can attribute the loss to what happened on the night when the preparation wasn't there. So I think the goal for us again is just 1 week at a time. And, this week now we're training tomorrow night, just getting the 10 plus players in the gym. And then we'll take that. We'll take that as our win or loss for this week. So I wasn't, um, I wasn't completely devastated at the result in Sligo, um, as there was positives as well. Rebecca Kane, I think, she had two or three brilliant finishes at the rim. We've been working on her toughness and bravery going to the basket, nearly pretty much from the summertime, and she had definitely two or three brilliant finishes in the second half. Through bodies at speed, didn't slow down, didn't shy away from the contact, and she has a lovely touch at the rim. Even when she's moving as fast as she can use the finger roll to finish lovely. So, it's brilliant for me as a coach when you see those things we worked on so hard and for so long being applied in the game. So I was definitely very happy with Rebecca at the point guard. Maria McCarthy inside as well. Even though she feels like she didn't have a good game, she did a lot of things well. I think being more aggressive. I told her, try and do a move straight away. When you get the ball in there, go to work straight away. Sometimes she likes to catch it and have a look and wait around. But I was like, you might as well because she's got the size, she's got the technical ability and finishing ability. Um, she has the right to go and try and score straight away when she catches that ball. So just the speed of her attack is something we've been working on, and we definitely saw some results against Sligo, even when the result didn't go our way. Um, uh, Maya Grogan is new to us this year, and Kelly Coleman. We had eight going down, so they were two out of the three subs, and they got big minutes, more than maybe they expected or would have been used to. So they'll definitely have learned a lot. They were kind of thrown in the deep end with the minutes they got, but with the numbers we had, that's what we needed, and they were very good. And both of them I've talked to since about things they can work on, things they can get better on. So it would be of benefit to them to have got all those minutes in a tough game. And then Kerry Harkin, I think I say this after every game with Kerry. Um, there's always at least one defensive adjustment we have to make. And Sligo had one very good player who was shooting well. She could shoot the three, and she was torching us. Second half, then I don't think she scored because she kept rotating to Kerry's side of the defense, and just a few instructions to Kerry. And she takes the instructions so well and applies them straight away. And I don't think that girl scored more than 4 points in that second half. So, um, a big shout out to Kerry for that defensive work and just her feel for defense and knowing where the threats are and how to adjust her game within the zone, uh, to really execute those instructions. So again, positives. The result didn't go our way. Again, I'm not really, we want to win games, but our value is just each week, whether it be a game or training, to get numbers down and then building from there. So the result didn't go our way, but we'll focus on the positives and try and carry them into training tomorrow and the match on Monday.
And yeah, so fair play on that, and best of luck on Monday. And I suppose carrying on then as well, he recently hosted an exhibition game, which was very exciting to host two very good basketball teams recently in the hub.
Yeah, definitely, it was brilliant. We Charlie Crowley, he was I would have crossed paths with him when I was going to NUIG. He was actually in the same engineering class as one of my roommates, so would have seen a good bit of him. And he just texted me on Instagram on the Friday saying, could we play a challenge match down in Castlerea? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, we might make an exhibition out of it for the local basketball fans. He was like, yeah, on board. And it was brilliant. Now, it was a bit of a mismatch because it was the Mayo Meteors, who we played recently as well. They're in this new Basketball Ireland National Development League. They played them in the end. Turned out to be a bit of a mismatch. Now, Mayo gave them a good run in the first quarter, stuck with them, but Mary, they're one of the best teams in the country. They have international players coming in, helping them out. So, even though the gap did stretch out in the second half, it was great to see some high flying dunks, alley oops, great shooting, great offensive execution, and just great pace to the basketball. Serious athletes on show, like Owen Rockall at point guard for Mary. He's we played with him a little bit in college as well, me and Joseph Henry. Just a solid point guard and great shooter and a leader, very vocal. I was telling Kevin Hester to watch him, keep your eye on him if you want to learn anything. This is your chance to learn about being a point guard. and Tom Dumont as well. He's an American they have in for this season. Just high flying. It was just great to see some of the kids down watching these guys. Getting the hands right at the top of the backboard and throwing down alley oops. Yeah. So and then on Mayo, to be fair to them, they've done a great recruitment this year. Matthew McHale is back for them, and they got Paul Freeman, who actually played for Mary last year in the league. Those guys, they showed out and they definitely proved themselves against a very strong opposition. And Paul is obviously no stranger to that level of opposition. So, it was great to see not only high standard of basketball and some great international talent, but also, West of Ireland talent as well. Owen Rockfalls from Galway, John Burke, who's cousins with Dylan and Jack Kane from Castlerea, was playing. And obviously Matthew McHale and Paul Freeman and Air Oldman. So it's great to see West of Ireland talent represented as well.
That's great, and of course, finally we go on to yourselves. I suppose the men's team as well. How have you gotten on recently, and have you a match this weekend before Christmas?
No match now till
Absolutely,
20th of January, I think. So thank God, we managed to get it pushed all back. So we're kind of in the clear for the football. But we played just this week. We played against Mayo. They played Mary in that exhibition match the week before. And they bet us well. Like I said, Mayo Meteors, their ambition now is to go into the National League next year. So they probably are a bit too strong for the LLR local league that we're in. But again, we cherished it. It was a great opportunity to get on the floor with, National League level players like Paul Freeman and Matty McHale. I think they bet us by 37 in the end. But like that, we were within 7 points in the first quarter. I thought we actually had them spooked a bit, I think, early on, where, they didn't pull away straight away. We were still in touch for pretty much the whole first half. So I think we had them spooked a little bit. But I was shooting well in that first half. Our new player, Adam Gavigan, was excellent, shooting threes and getting to the rim with his athleticism. So I was very happy with our effort. Sean McDermott as well led us on defense. We have a few defensive adjustments we're working on that I thought worked very well in some parts of the game. But again, the talent, and they're operating at a National League level where, the likes of Matty McHale and Paul Freeman just drag all the other players up to that level. Their execution, the speed that they move the ball, everybody's confident, everybody's plays with conviction for them. So I think they'll cruise to win in our league this year. They've hammered basically every team they've played against in our league. But we were prepared to give it a crack. And it's not the end of the world to lose to a standard opposition like that. And we'll have learned a lot. And it was just great to, share the court with the likes of Paul Freeman and McHale and these lads. I think Matty had 40 points to finish. So, a bit of a mismatch for us and another loss. But I think our preparation will be good now for the rest of the season, now that it's beyond our football commitment. So, and we have most of our games now in that February, March period. So we'll have a bit of time to really prepare and get football lads back and see a few faces around the place and go into that part of the season with kind of renewed confidence and renewed motivation.
That's it. Well, listen, thanks very much for taking the time out to do Castlerea Cavaliers Basketball podcast with us, and we look forward to talking to you again very soon. And have a happy Christmas and best of luck in January as well. And we'll be talking to you again soon. And I suppose before we go as well, you want to say a happy Christmas and thanks to the sponsors as well.
Of course, yeah. Just quick mention to McGorty's Bar, Whispy's Discount Store, Amigo International out in Ballinlaw, Mulligan's Menswear, Benny's Deli, Cahill Super Value and Bastion Kitchen for our some of our outfitting, and Harmac Medical and Mike Callaghan as well for sponsoring some of our gear. So thanks a million to all our sponsors. As always, we're proud to represent you on the court. And again, have a happy Christmas.
No problem. Thanks very much, and we look forward to talking to you soon. And that was myself.
Cheers, Aidan. Thanks a million.
No problem. Thanks very much. And that was myself and Michael Callaghan talking about all things basketball.